Now I am discussing the meditation of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. w- Let me play the first verse and then I'll tell you a little bit about the verse and then we can do the meditation on the first verse. So we are going to study for meditation purposes chapter 2 verse number 11 onwards till verse number 30. All these verses predominantly they talk about Atma, Turiya Atma. Whatever we are discussing in Mandukya Upanishad, Lord Krishna introduces to Arjuna the same concept of Atma with different features, which we'll study, which we'll try to meditate. The first verse from the Bhagavad Gita, which I would like to take.
श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासूनगतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पंडिताः नानुशोचन्ति पंडिताः.
This first verse, which I am taking for meditation, is the starting of the teaching of Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna. Second chapter, the 11th verse. This is where the teaching starts. And then it goes on till the 18th chapter, the 66th verse. Then that is the whole teaching. Why I have chosen this mantra is because it tells us what our problem is. It is the same problem which Arjuna had. All of us are having the same problem, which is called as samsara. It is the it is called as Arjuna's disease. But what is the source of Arjuna's disease? What is the source of his delusion? We are also deluded. We are also deluded thinking that I am a mortal body. All of us. Before we come to the study of Upanishads, our main understanding about ourselves is what? I not only think I am mortal, I also think others are also mortal. That is what is being explained by Lord Krishna in this verse. He says, you should not grieve at all. But at the same time, you think that you are speaking very a lot, you think that you know everything. You are speaking words of wisdom. That's what your knowledge is. And this is what where the delusion is. All of us, we may have earned a lot of money. We may think that we are very rich. We know everything about this world. But we don't know the spiritual content in us. That is what Lord Krishna wants to explain here. We not only grieve about our body, we also grieve about other bodies. You see, we think that others are also going to die. I am also going to die, and others are also going to die. Now, there is a law behind our delusion, behind our misconception. What is that law? Let me explain to you. I might take a little bit time on this, but this law is very, very important. I will try to circulate the notes of this also, what I'm speaking, along with the video session which you get. See, the ego rises from the pure self. Pure self is the consciousness, Turiyam Atma. Turiya Atma is my real nature. But the problem is, all of us, we experience ego. Ego means I. We identify with the body because of that I, small I. Why does this ego arise? The law says if you know Turiyam Atma, this ego will not rise. If you don't know the Turiya Atma, ignorance is there about the Turiya Atma, you will have this ego. This I, ego I, it wields the divine nature of my real nature. Instead of knowing that I am the pure Atma, which is eternal, I project an unreal world, unreal concept of the body on the earth. Body is mortal, but if I say body is mortal is fine. But if I say I am mortal, that is the problem of the ego. So this conditioning of the body, mind, and intellect is the seed for illusory attachment with our body and with all our relations. Try to understand this. This is a very important point when you are being a seeker. Now, this ego I makes us helpless. Then this ego discovers the Turiyam I. That is what we are learning in the Mandukya Upanishad. I am not the waker, dreamer, sleeper. Dreamer, sleeper, waker is the ego I. The sorrow comes from the attachment to the waker, dreamer, sleeper as the real I. Suppose I know Turiyam is Atma is my real nature, which is eternal, and this Atma is reflected in the mind, and I become the victim of all relationships in the three states. Then what happens? Then I go after acquisitions and possessions in the waking world, which belongs to the ego I. Technically, we say because there is non apprehension of the reality, there is misapprehension. Because there is feeling ignorance about our real nature, I superimpose all adhyasa on the pure I. Birth and death does not belong to the Turiya Atma, it belongs to the ego I, which is attached to the three bodies: physical body, emotional mind, intellectual thoughts. These are the three. Suppose I'm looking at my mother. Physically, she is a woman. Emotionally, she is my mother. Intellectually, I will analyze her just uh, as the Panchabhutas. But there is a spiritual level to my mother and to myself. That is what Arjuna was missing. He saw his Bhishma, Drona, everybody as physical and emotional personality, as emotional personality. Suppose I know that they are all spiritual in essence, like me, like I am the Turiya Atma, then what will happen? There'll be no grief, neither for my own body, neither for others. This is the central teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the essence of Mandukya Upanishad also. Bhagavad Gita is teaching us the essence of the Upanishads. Sarvo Upanishado Gao. It is the essence of the entire teachings of the Upanishads. In the following sessions, I'll be taking the other mantras from the 12th mantra onwards. The features of this Atma, this eternal Atma, is very beautifully explained by Lord Krishna. And we will understand those features and meditate and make it our own features. Okay? Please close your eyes. The teaching of Bhagavad Gita is about my nature as the immortal spirit behind the body and mind personality. As body, I am mortal. As Atma, I am immortal, eternal. I have to clearly see the difference. I am not the waker I, the dreamer I, or the sleeper I. I am pure, unconnected with the three states of the mind or the physical body. This is the essence of all spiritual teaching. I have full faith in the scriptures. The physical personality, the emotional personality, the intellectual personality is incidental, changing. Mithya, appearance. Adhyasa, superimposition. In my meditation, I learn to say, I am not anatma, but I am atma, the pure self, changeless, relationless, eternal. I see the meaning of these words in my mind. Remember the meaning of changeless, eternal, truth, Atma, as my real nature, which will never leave me. Incidental nature will leave me. Knowing this Atma, I will not grieve. I will get rid of all sorrows in my life. There is no death. All jivas are immortal, eternal. Turiya Atma. Remember this teaching again and again. Oh, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachade, Purnasya, Purnamadhaya, Purnameva Vasishyade. Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes.